Hi all and welcome. I run the music technology program at the Queensland Conservatorium, and it's a music program. So the technology side of the music technology program is where we're introducing a lot of students into music technologies. The students and graduates go into a massive array of different jobs. So when they're coming into our program, they have no idea who they're becoming, what jobs they're heading towards, and even by third year, it's still a very open slate for a lot of them with their portfolio careers. One of the big emphases that I've had with the program since I started running it in 2008 was to look at a program-wide view. What I noticed with a lot of the students coming from industry into the tertiary education sector was that there was this philosophy of enrolling in a whole series of courses, whereas the thing that they're actually enrolled in is the program. So I've put a lot of emphasis into communication structures, dialogue between students of all year levels, dialogue between all the staff, so that the primary view we have of this and dialogues that we have with the student is about the development of self prior to coming to university, through university in this program view, and on into our life. In each year, from first year to second year, third year, they're doing 40 credit points, which is usually 4 courses. We house the ePortfolio assessment, which is, like very many other people have already said, is a very small percentage in terms of assessment. Cool, thanks. Computer problems. However, it's situated in such a way that the ePortfolio is about themselves. It's about building a profile and an understanding of who they are and who they're becoming. It's collating artefacts and evidence of their engagement and presenting themselves to the outside world right from their very first year. So I have a very strong leaning towards open source, having been burnt by technologies in tertiary education sector before, coming and going, being supported, not being supported, and all those sorts of things, as well as the concept that I want their work to be visible on the interwebs right from the start, that they start building these profiles. So they're using things like cloud technologies, basically. They're using WordPress and they're not using Wix so much. While that's fantastic, well done guys, that's really, really good. One of the things we find with Flash sites is you're not able to bookmark or go directly to particular links. It's always through the front and then you've got to navigate through to where you're going. So we use technologies, and I love what you said, Jennifer, about the difficulty in rolling things out. So I didn't roll it out, I just sort of dumped it on them. So from 1 week to the next week, it went from no ePortfolios in the program to every single year, and every single student is developing their own ePortfolios. They're using YouTube and Vimeo, Imgur, whatever it is to collate their rich media, and then they basically aggregate it in whatever software platform they choose. The emphasis for me is to remove the conversation of technology completely. So our whole conversation and dialogue with students and staff is about the development of image, personal image, as well as self-identity and those sorts of things, understanding of self. And we use this as an opportunity to talk about things like copyright and intellectual property, ethics, and all the things that go with dealing with a multitude of industries and those sorts of things. Now, we'll be talking in the round tables a little bit later this afternoon, so given we're a little bit pressed for time, I'm only playing one of the 2 students that I've got prepared. This guy's affectionately known as Ned Kelly amongst the group. You'll see why in a minute. He's a first-year student, and the way we run it is that they're assessed at the end of their first year, and then into every semester afterwards, right through. We have students who are using these to get work, successfully get work while they're in their first year and second years and third years while they're studying. And it's been a really powerful asset for the teaching and learning, and the whole idea of this is the point of connection, one of the 2 points of connection which is really lives outside the program. They're not just, their assessment items are dialogues between their academics on a semester basis, and this is them, okay? So here's Liam.
Hello, my name's Liam Malby. I'm a first year student at the Queensland Conservatorium, Griffith University, and I'm here today to talk to you. I'm studying the Bachelor of Music Technology as well. I'm here today to talk to you about my ePortfolio. This is my first ePortfolio, which I completed in second semester of first year. So for us, us being Bachelor of Music Technology students, the ePortfolio sits within for me it was our studio classes, and it was a very small part of assessment, compulsory but a small part. I can't remember the exact percent, maybe 10%. And it kind of sat alongside our hard copy portfolio, which we submitted, which I think from memory was 15 minutes of music and about 2,500 words on our process and various things. But our ePortfolio kind of went alongside that. It's a website, obviously. Mine's at www.liammalby.com, which is a deliberate choice I made to have a custom URL. But this is the front page. This is where people land. What am I? Liam Malby sounds like. What I tried to do with this ePortfolio is give it a bit of personality, because I think that personality for a musician is extremely important. I think music is a kind of a byproduct of culture, and on a smaller scale, I think the musical output of a person is very much related to their personality. So I tried to give the impression that I have a personality. And trying to be professional at the same time. So I'm Liam Malby. I'm a 21st century musician who is passionate about music and its place in society. So I wanted to convey that I'm modern, I can use technology, kind of imply that with 21st century. I'm excited by working with you in order to help you achieve your sonic goals, whatever they may be. Film, television, songwriting, composition, mixing, producing, recording and performing are all aspects that I'm interested in helping you to develop, as well as developing them within myself. So I wanted people to think of me as someone who has a lot of different skills and someone who is genuinely interested in helping them to make good music or sound. And also developing them within myself, I wanted people to know that I'm still learning as well. And that's kind of for the purposes of employers, as well as sort of companies that may want to employ me, as well as potential clients who may hire me as a freelance, whatever. The next paragraph on this site, you'll find a collection of sounds which I've been involved with in some way, because some of them I was just a sole participant in realising the work, through to being one member of a team of recording engineers. So I don't want to embiggen myself more than is normal. And then some contact details. So also on the front page, I've got follow me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. I don't tweet very often, so there's not much there, but I use Facebook a lot as well. This front page is establishing my identity, which is something that I'm still coming to terms with myself. I mean, I'm just first year. I'm a mature age student. I'm turning 26 this year. So I'm at a point in my life where this is what I want to do with my life. I made that a conscious decision last year. I said, you know what, I'm going to make music my career, because I was unhappy doing anything else. So for me, everything in my life at the moment is focused on having a career in music. And this ePortfolio and all my work at uni, I don't consider myself a uni student for 3 years and then I have a piece of paper that I hand to someone and get a job. I've started my career now, and I'm just fortunate enough that uni is my job, and I'm going to learn a lot on the job from great teachers and in great facilities. And this ePortfolio is my business card for my career. So while it is situated within uni, I don't situate myself within uni, so it becomes more so than that. It becomes my business card, and that's how I have been using it. So this is Liam Malby sounds like. I'm a marketing genius, and that's my own brand that I came up with. Sounds like, instead of, I wanted something a bit more interesting than my music page by Liam Melby. So Liam Melby sounds like, and then kind of a theme: computer sounds, sounds of moving pictures, studio sounds, live sounds, contact, and then things like, which is a separate thing. Say you've come to my page, I've given you my business card and said, here's my website, check it out. And you go, all right, cool. And you're, say, a film director, and you come to my page, oh yeah, this is the guy that I met the other day. Sounds and moving pictures, let's have a look at that. And then, so this is, I have a quote at the top of each page from something that I think relates to what's on the page, or something that I've thought of, and it's been not necessarily inspirational, but perhaps thought-provoking. And then a big header. This is where you'll find music I've written to accompany films of various kinds. And then videos. These videos, that's a fellow I work with. He was entering a competition. This was a group of QUT students, and this was actually an assignment for uni, and they're all embedded within YouTube, except for that one, that's Vimeo. And yeah, so you can just look at those on the page, and that you get an idea of what I do musically. I'll play you a little bit of this. This is actually a piece that I wrote for this animation. I rescored it, and it's probably the closest I've come to getting something to be what I wanted without having a part that I go, oh, I really wish that was different. So I wrote the music for that, I mixed it, and basically all the sound in that was me. Yeah, everything. So it's a good feeling to be able to say that about something, and I like this. I've spent a lot of time working by myself because I like to take all the credit. So that was that was all me. I wrote all that and didn't do the animation, but yeah, and same with the other two. So that's a little example of one way in which my site may be used. Another way, I do sound, live sound at a few places, and I often give my business card to the performers and say, why don't you come and record with me? I'd really like to work with you. So they might come in and go to the studio sounds part of the page. That's a quote from my favourite television show, Peep Show. You should watch it if you haven't. So these are sounds that I've recorded in a studio setting, and so I've got the year in which I did the recordings there, and most of them are from 2013 because that's when I've done the majority of my recording. There's one from 2007 when I used to study at QUT, and that's in there. It's not a very good recording because I didn't know what I was doing, and that's on there because my idea was, or well, the direction I wanted with this was, I want people to, it's an implied progression. So, hey, this is what I was doing then, this is where I am now, look how much I've improved, and look how much I'm going to continue to improve, especially if you employ me. And I think it's also, if you can see someone's journey, there's more of a personal connection with them, and I think that's important if you're going to be making music with someone, or especially as a recording engineer, if they're going to be trusting you with their sound, which you have a lot of influence over. I think that personal connection is important. Live sounds, thinking about this now, this is on there because it's live recordings that I've done. So I'm not sure. I haven't thought of a way in which this could be used for employment or in a professional context. But I try to contextualize it. It's a showcase of my skills so that people know that I'm okay at what I do. If I am okay, that's up to everyone else to be the judge, I think. So I suppose something which I reflectively now think about my portfolio is that it really helps me to focus on the details of assessment, and it's kind of a bridge between the walls of the institution and the outside world, because this is published stuff that I give out to anyone. It doesn't just exist between the assessor and myself. So what happens is I end up, if I've got 5 bits of assessment due and they're all due on Friday, it would be easy to go, I'll just aim for a passing grade for that and focus on this. With this ePortfolio in the back of my mind, I think, well, no one is going to look at someone and go, they did enough to pass. They want people who are doing a really good job. So with that in the back of my mind, it kind of makes me work harder, because I think I'm going to publish this. It has to be of a standard, and I don't want to have anything out there that I'm not 100% happy with. And that even comes down to the details of the actual website as well. I ended up putting myself through a lot of stress to get rid of the WordPress, made by WordPress down the bottom here. I made a little custom favicon up there. Just to, details like that I think are important.
Look, just in a quick closing, I'd say without a doubt, it's really, really clear to me the wealth of conversation. There's one topic that all third-year students engage with in conversation more than anything else, and that is how they take a complex self that is multivarious and really rich and deep and put it into a small space. And it's that sophistication of being able to compact and give people a sense of there is depth going on behind this person. There is much more capability from this person and potential in being able to realise other goals than are presented here. So that by the time they get to third year, there's a lot more discussion around who they are, who they're becoming, why they're becoming that, and how they frame themselves as a person professionally and individually. Thanks.